Okay, there we go. Kind of got a little update as for the channel. I had a meeting today to kind of reaffirm with my my where I get my money, my bank, where I kind of where I think I need to go and things I need to do, and kind of really just get their opinion on it. The guy I do business with is a good friend of mine and good friend of my father's, and I've been doing business with him for a long time. And really, we kind of came out and went around, looked at some things, and just to get his opinion on some things. And so that's not really what this video is about, but it will affect my YouTube channel and kind of what gets shown on my YouTube channel. I'm really gonna kind of push the feedlot a lot harder than I have been. I'm gonna go to what I should be doing and kind of where I had started to before the cattle market tanked, and since kind of starting to get my feet back under me, we're not going to do as much hay. There's not going to be as many hay videos. There probably will be just as many hay videos, but I'm not going to focus. My entire focus isn't going to be on custom hay. I kind of started out this year leaning that way. Last year was that way, but I do not want to make a career out of custom hay work. That's not what I started out wanting to do. I want to do the custom hay to pay for my equipment. I know that I need newer equipment. The bank knows I need newer equipment. But, we had a long talk, and I can run way more cattle and have a potential of more profit than I can off custom hay. Because really, if I wanted to make a career out of custom hay, I would have to trade equipment every so often, and I would always have a large equipment payment every year. That'd be my expense, and I would be living to make that payment, and that's not what I want to do. I don't have a farm big enough to buy the equipment I need. I'm not running enough cattle to go and buy a tractor just for the feedlot. So that's where the custom hay is going to come in. We're going to push the custom hay just as hard as we are now, but I'm not going to make a complete, career out of it. We're going to do it to make our payments and make some cash. If we can make cash, we're going to make cash. But we're going to focus the custom hay solely on buying equipment for other purposes, for the feedlot or for the farm. And so what we're going to do is, I made the comment I was going to put a grain bin in. What's coming up this year is we're going to put in a grain bin and a barn. We're going to put in a 30 by 100 or 40 by 100 barn, big enough we can put 200 head of calves in at a time, and it'll be a receiving barn. And that's the main goal for this year. We're gonna get the 4630 going for a hay grinding tractor. If I do enough business, I may just sell it and buy a new tractor for the feedlot. Probably what I'll do is I'll buy a tractor for the square baler, and then the 7800 will go on to, it'll stay at the feedlot. Okay, I'm back. Had to get out and get a gate. The equipment that we're gonna buy a payloader for the feedlot. Just because it's easier than running that tractor to load feed trucks. you know, you're gonna wear a transmission out on one of those tractors, and that way, as the equipment's gone. That won't be this year unless I just, for some reason, hit a home run on a whole bunch of cattle. But because right now the plan is, as our equipment is out doing custom hay work, we will pull the 5510 John Deere back to the feed yard, and the 4630 will be the hay grinding tractor. That's the plan. I'm still gonna push the custom hay really hard because it's good money. It's very good money, and you know, I need the money. There's no joke about that. I just don't want to make a 30-year career out of it where I spend the next 30 years buying hay equipment to just come home with a little bit of money, you know, at the end of the year, and hope that it's a good year. Because there's enough people here who do that, and they have a hard time. I haven't been hit that hard. I've actually been able to get into the market where they are struggling because I'm farming my own, plus I have cattle, and I'm just doing it for the equipment payments and a little bit of cash. So I can come in there and do it, and you know, that's not what I'm relying on. It's just a benefit. But with the wheat that we have for the farming side of it, we're gonna continually plant wheat for probably forever. And then in the summer we may do like a little bit of hay grazer and graze it. We're gonna graze pretty much everything we plant from now on. Just because it makes more sense with the money and the production cost of everything, and that's kind of where we're gonna go with this whole deal. I'm putting out cake for my horses and some older cows that I have, and so we're gonna be running grazing on all the farm ground, and then we're going to try to push. I'm going to try to buy a minimum of 1,500 head of calves a year and run through the feed yard. You know, part of those calves will go to wheat, part of those calves will go to summer grazing on pasture, and then part of them will go to maybe irrigated grazing if we do that. That's kind of the plan that we're kind of looking at, because if I continue to precondition cattle for other people, that's another 500, another 1,000 head. The ranch is 500 to 600 head of cows. You know, we're going to be running those calves through the yard, so I'm going to have to expand my yard no matter what I do, and I might as well be pushing that area because it takes a lot of time. It takes quite a bit of time, and if I was focused on it to make it more efficient, then that's great. We're going to put in a processing barn. We've known that for a while, but the big thing is we're going to put in that receiving barn and a grain bin, because it takes, you know, I have that truck. I'm either going to have to put in a grain bin and have corn brought to me, or I'm going to have to buy a semi, and that's 20 grand by the time I buy a semi and all that fun stuff. I'm not saying that I won't buy a semi, but this is still more convenient right now, because that's really what we're after. We're after convenience and reliability. Okay. The other reason why we're going to put a grain bin in is if I bought a semi, you know, I've got a trailer, but I still have to sit there and roll it out of the truck and watch it. What we're going to do is And I'm only going to buy like a 3,000 bushel bin. I mean, that's probably all I really need for right now. Something that I can buy a couple of semi loads and just sit there. But what we will do is we will take the roller mill. More than likely, may not do it right away. It will go outside in its own mill house, and that way we can have a time-controlled auger from the bin to the roller mill, and then an auger from the roller mill into the building. That way it is completely out of the way, it's accessible, it's easy to work on, and I know where there's another roller mill. So if I wanted to get really wild and hairy, I could, and it's the exact same as one that I have, I could put them 2 mills together and roll twice as fast, which I really don't need to, but why not? I mean, if you're gonna get crazy, you might as well get crazy about it. I mean, I'm actually looking at that other roller mill right now as I'm passing by it, but I'm gonna turn my camera so you guys can't see it, and I'm still mysterious. Anyway, I'm just kind of joking around. But right now with the truck that I have, it takes a full day to go the 25 miles to go get 420 bushels, that's full, and come back and then set up and roll it. I need to be able to walk outside, push a button, and it starts rolling. I can go check cattle, feed, mixed feed, do all that fun stuff, and that's it. It's reliable, it's rolling corn. It takes time out of my day. And the other reason I want to move it outside is that way when I do get a payloader, it's it's out of the way, because it's kind of in the way right now, but it's easy to work around. And I'm gonna have to get an employee. If we start running this many cattle, I'm gonna get an employee, and employees like to break shit, and I'd rather them not tear the roller mill off the wall, because accidents happen. I break stuff all the time, but when I break something, it's my fault, and the only person I can be mad at is me. When an employee breaks something, you want to kill them. But so sometimes it's better to work alone for that reason. But that's where we're going to push the channel. The channel's going to just be a lot more ag oriented, and yeah, so fun times. I hope you guys continue to watch. I hope you continue to enjoy it, and I hope you guys can learn something.